Okay class, today is lecture number 11, it's week number 3 and we were discussing about trigonometry, right? In last class we had discussed the basics of trigonometry, how we plot the data and how we find the unknowns, etc. Today we are going to find how to find angle in trigonometry. In last class we had discussed how to find an unknown side in trigonometry. Now today we are going to learn how to find angle. Keep in mind, when we need to find the angle in trigonometry, we are going to apply inverse of a function. Right? Now the second thing, how we define inverse of a function. ठीक है जी? So if a function is sine x, its inverse will be sine inverse of x. Similarly, if a function is cos x, its inverse will be cos inverse of x. Tan x, it will be tan inverse of x. The second question, how to find these function on calculator. In last class we had discussed how to find the normal sine, cos and tan function, right? So how you are going to find sine inverse? Now in your calculator, if you see the button of sine or the key of sine, right? You observe that at the top of this key you have sine inverse, right? Similarly, if you have a key of cos, on the top of it you have cos inverse, and similarly for tan inverse. Now the next question, how to apply it? How to apply this, how to use this? The answer of this question is press shift. Now shift is on the left side of your calculator. Press shift plus sine results in sine inverse. For cos, you need to press shift button and then cos button, it will be cos inverse, right? So that's how we use the inverse of a function. Now the question arises, why we use inverse? So the answer is to find the angle. The question arises, how we use the function? So the answer is you need to press the shift button and then you need to press the relevant button. By relevant I meant sine, cos or tan. Right? So let's take an example. I hope that all of you had noted down in your copies. That is very important lecture and this is very important. A lot of students had faced many confusions regarding the first very repeated question I have heard, that sir, when we need to apply the inverse. So keep in mind, whenever you are dealing with angle will be covered from inverse of a function. That is the answer. Except for angle, we never take the inverse of any function. Whenever we are dealing with an angle, we need to take the inverse. Now let's do some practice work. Let's suppose, starting with the basic example, you have a right angle triangle, side is known 6 and side is known 10 and the angle is x. Now in last class we had discussed the question in which sides, one side is known, one side is unknown and angle is known. In this question angle is unknown, rest sides are known, but the step 1 remains same, that you need to plot data. So in our data angle is x unknown. Now identification of sides. If this is my right angle triangle, then hypotenuse is 10 and opposite, because it lies opposite phase of the angle. So opposite is 6. After that you need to write down your given sides, that is O and H. On the right side of your board I am going to write SOHCAHTOA. You need to write it down on every page so that you can learn it easily. O or H comes in sine, that's why I am going to apply sine here. It will be sine. Angle is unknown x, opposite divided by hypotenuse. Opposite is 6 and hypotenuse is 10. So 6 over 10 is 0.6. So now our equation is sine x is equals to 0.6, right? To find the value of x, we need to shift sign on the right side, and for that purpose we can write it x is equals to sine inverse of 0.6, right? And we know that how to write sine inverse in your calculators. It's very simple. You need to press shift button, then press sine. You will see on your screen it will be sine inverse with the open bracket, and in this bracket you will write the angle 0.6, and then you need to press the button equals to. So sine inverse of 0.6, it's 36.86, right? So angle is 36.86 degree, right? That's how you find any angle in trigonometry. Note it down in your copies. After that, moving on to some more examples regarding the angle, how to find the angle. Example number 2. So that is our right angle triangle, and suppose this angle is y, 5 and 8, right? First step, identification of sides, that means data. Which sides we know? Opposite is known, that is 8. Hypotenuse is not known, adjacent is known, that is 5. And angle is y. Data completed. Write down the two letters separately, OA. So OA comes in 10. It will be 10. Angle is y. Opposite divided by adjacent. Opposite is 8, adjacent is 5, and that is 10. Why? We are looking for the value of angle y. That means we need to shift 10 on the right side. So it will be y is equals to 10 inverse of 8 divided by 5. Now in your calculator, first you need to find the value of 8 divided by 5. Its answer is 1.6. So 10 inverse of 1.6. For 10 inverse, what you guys need to do, same step, shift plus 10 gives you 10 inverse with open bracket, right? So when you find the 10 inverse, gives you a value of 57.99 degree. So we take it as 58 degree, right? That is the value of y. Now after that examples, Moving towards your book question, it is exercise 9.2. You can see on your screen. There are 5 questions. You need to attempt all these questions. I am going to explain you different examples, not this question. You need to attempt all 7 questions, right? So let's say example number 2. If you have a right angle triangle, right, and this angle is y, this side is 2 and this side is 5. You need to find the angle y. For first step, we need to plot the data or write the data. So angle is y, opposite is 5 and adjacent is 2, right? Write your data separately, O or A. OA comes in 10. So you need to apply 10. Angle is y. Working formula is opposite upon adjacent. 10 y. Opposite is known, that is 5. Adjacent is known, that is 2. So 10y. 5 upon 2 is basically 2.5. But we are looking for angle y. So now the inverse of a function 10 will shift on the right side, will be 10 inverse, right, of 2.5. Now you can find the value in your calculator. So 2.5 10 inverse is 68.2. Right, so that is your answer, 68.2. Next example. Now that is our right angle triangle, right? And 8 and you say that 10. We are looking for angle A, right? First you need to stop the video, try it by yourself. I hope that majority of you can complete it, approximately 80% you can do it now. First step, like always, the data. Angle is A, opposite is 8 and hypotenuse is 10. Opposite and hypotenuse, O and H comes in sine. Sine, angle is A, opposite is 8 and hypotenuse is 10. It will be sine A is equals to 0.8 or A is equals to sine inverse of 0.8. Easy, by applying the inverse of a sine, it will be 53.13. So A answer is 53.13 degree, right? So I hope that all of you have a clear idea now, right? So you need to attempt all these 5 questions, 1 2 3 4 5 by yourself. All right, you can check your answer from the book, and I hope that all of you will do it correctly, because the method is same. We have discussed it many times. First you need to write the data, highlight the given and unknown sides or angle, then you will identify which formula you are going to apply, then apply the working formula. If angle is unknown, you need to find the inverse. If side is unknown, then it will be simple trigonometry, no need to take any inverse. Now a sort of word problem you can see here in question number 6 and 7. Of course you will do it by yourself. I am going to show you some example. Let's suppose there is a triangle ABC. In triangle ABC, angle BAC, no, not ABC, ABC is equals to 90 degree, and I hope that all of you are aware of that. The middle alphabet shows the angle, right? So ABC means that 90 degree must be at angle B, and you have the value of AC, that is 15, and the value of AB is equals to X, and the question is obviously find X. So first step is always, like we had discussed in Pythagoras theorem, to make a roughly sketch, right? And we label it A, B, C, and B must be at 90 degree. So our first condition is fulfilled. The value of AC is 15, second fulfill, the value of ABX, third fulfill, and we should know the value of some angle, or we should have the value of another side. So let's suppose I modified a question a bit, and instead of side we are using this angle 30. Now you need to find the value of X. So first step, like always, after sketching you need to write the data. So hypotenuse is 15, angle is 30, and opposite is X. Opposite is Y, it faces the angle. Now O and H, it's not O, it's basically opposite and hypotenuse. So we are going to apply sine here. Sine, angle is Y, opposite is X, and hypotenuse is 15. Sine 30, we know that how to find the value of sine 30. Now keep in mind, no need to find inverse. We are not finding the angle, we are finding the side, and inverse only used when angle is unknown. So sine 30 is 1 upon 2 is equals to X over 15. It will be 15 divided by 2 is equals to X, and X is equals to 7.5. That is your answer. Furthermore, if a question says find Y, so find Y by yourself, but do it by trigonometry, not by Pythagoras theorem. Although you can do it, but I have told you the reason. If your X value is wrong and you use Pythagoras, then it will be wrong your Y value as well. So try to find the value of Y by using trigonometry. First step, write data. Theta known, that is 30. Hypotenuse known, that is 15. Adjacent unknown, that is Y. Now you need to use A and H. So adjacent and hypotenuse comes in cos. So the value of adjacent is Y, and the value of hypotenuse is 15. So cos 30, you can find it out by calculator. It's 0.866. If you solve it further, it will be 0.866 times 15. So Y is 12.99, that means 13. That is the value of Y, right? So what you guys need to do now, you need to attempt all these 7 questions. We have done a good number of examples of such related concepts. So now I hope that you can do it easily by yourself, right? Moving forward to the next question, new exercise, Now we are going to start exercise 9.3, and we have done such type of questions. Now in these questions, angle is known and side is unknown. We have done such type of questions, in fact many questions regarding the same concept, in which first you need to find the write the data, then identify which formula we are going to apply the working formula and solve it, right? So you guys need to attempt all all 6 parts. Let's say as a revision I am going to explain you a similar question like part F. So it's 90, F, 48 and 10.2. A little bit modification in the question. So it is a right angle triangle and we are looking for the value F. First we need to write your data. Angle is 48 degrees. Hypotenuse is 10.2 centimeter and opposite is unknown, that is F. So opposite and hypotenuse, again in which working formula? Sine. So sine angle is 48 is equals to opposite is F unknown and hypotenuse is 10.2. You know that how to find the value of sine 48 by using calculator. So it's 0.743 is equals to F divided by 10.2. 10.2 multiplies with 0.743 gives you the value of 7.58. So 7.58 is basically the value of F, right? So what you guys need to do, you need to attempt all 6 parts. It's your new book, Cambridge book, chapter number 9, exercise 9.3, right? They all are very simple questions, very basic questions like we had covered in the last class. So what you guys need to do, first make the table, identify the working formula and then solve it, right? The same practice we are doing it. After question number 1 of exercise 9.3, moving towards question number 2 of the same exercise 9.3. Now in this question, if you highlight the angle is unknown in all the question, and we know that angle unknown means we use inverse of a function. So in all parts we are going to use inverse of a function, and the good thing is I won't explain these 5 parts, you need to do it by yourself, but I can explain you similar examples, right? So let's say it is your angle 68, B and 6. Write the data. Angle 68. Hypotenuse 6 and adjacent is B. Opposite is unknown, so leave the side opposite. Now adjacent and hypotenuse comes in cos, means that you need to apply cos here. Cos 68 is equals to adjacent, that is B, divided by hypotenuse, that is 6. If you find the value of cos 68, it's 0.375 is equals to B divided by 6. If we shift 6 on the left side, it will be 0.375 multiplied by 6 is equals to B. If you multiply it, the value of B is 2.247. That is your answer. So which working formula you are going to apply depends on the question given, as I have told you in last class as well. So what you guys need to do, you need to attempt all these parts by yourself. I hope that you should done approximately 80 to 90% questions correctly by yourself, because the topic is easy and we have invested enough time for the basics. So there won't be any mistake or any number of mistakes in these questions, right? After this question, moving on to the next exercise 9.4, right? Now there are 5 questions you need to attempt it by yourself. I am just going through the examples. Like question number 1, A, B and C. Let's suppose the value of AC is 20, the value of BC is 8, and it says calculate ACB. ACB. Remember that the alphabet that writes in between the 2 letters is basically the angle. So in this case, angle C is unknown, right? Angle C is unknown, so I am going to mark X here. Now the data. If angle B is a right angle triangle, it means that hypotenuse is known, that is 20. If this is my angle, it means that AB is the opposite. So the leftover side adjacent is 8, and theta, that is angle, is X. Now A and H comes in cos. The angle is X, working formula adjacent divided by hypotenuse. The value of adjacent is 8, the value of hypotenuse is 20. So if you solve 8 upon 20, gives you the value of 0.4. If it says cos x equal to 0.4 and we need to find the value of x, that means we need to shift cos on the right side. So it will be cos is equals to, x is equals to cos inverse of 0.4. If you find the value of cos inverse, it's 66.42 degree. That is your angle, right? Another question. GHI, it's 1 meter, it's 500 centimeter, and the question says find HIG, right? So first I am going to highlight the middle value, middle alphabet, that means I am looking for this angle. So let's call this angle Y. Now the second important thing in this question is that units are not same. If units are not same, then we cannot solve it or we cannot tell the answer until and unless we convert the unit and we make them same units. So it's 1 meter and 500 centimeter. So I'm going to put 50 centimeter. We know that 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeter, right? So this base is 50 centimeter. So basically my hypotenuse is 100 centimeter, right? For data, angle is Y, hypotenuse is 100 centimeter, and adjacent is 50 centimeter. Now A and H comes in which working formula? It comes in cos. So you need to apply cos here. Cos angle Y, adjacent is 50 and hypotenuse is 100. If we simplify it, so cos y is equals to 1 divided by 2. We need to find the value of y, so cos inverse gives you the value of 60 degree, that is your answer, right? Moving on to the next question. Okay, example. This time we have a triangle similar to part question number 4, J, K, L. Its angle 54 and this side is 4.4. We need to find the value of JL, right? So it's X. Now in this question there is no need to find angle. No angle means no inverse. Data. Which sides are known? First thing, angle is known, that is 54. Opposite is known, that is 4.4. And adjacent is known, that is X. Right? Now O and A comes in 10. It will be 10 angle 54. Opposite is what? 4.4. And adjacent is what? X. You need to make X the subject of equation. So that is my subject X, right? Now you need to find the value of 1054. It's 1.37. So 4.4 divided by 1.37 gives us the value of X. 4.4 divided by 1.37 is basically 3.21, and that is your answer, right? So what you guys need to do, you guys need to attempt all these questions, right? So I had given you homework regarding the exercise 9.2, 9.3 and 9.4. Don't count the number of questions that there are 15 questions or 20 questions. If there are 20 questions, means that you will take hardly 30 to 40 minutes, hardly. Because they are very simple questions. In fact, in examples we had covered a little tricky questions than the one available in your books, right? So don't count the number of questions and try to do all the questions correctly with the same strategy that we had discussed, that first you need to write the data, highlight the unknowns, which formula we are going to apply and how we are going to apply, right? So that's how we covered all the topics. It is today's class is over now, right? We are going to continue the topic trigonometry in next class. Till then, you guys need to complete your homework and take a good care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.